Hey guys, I'm back on Angela's channel and today I'm taking you to Chicago to visit Booth and Kellogg for their Admit Student Weekend. So what are the Admitted Student Weekends? Well, you could see it yourself by clicking on this video where I went to visit Yale for theirs. And you can see that MBA programs invite their admitted students to visit campus, meet faculty, and get to know their classmates and community. So I highly recommend it. The Chicago schools usually organize their weekends during the same day, which could be convenient if you're flying from another country, but could also be less convenient because it's difficult to understand if, when, and how you can split the two. But I guess the MBA is all about prioritizing, choosing, and saying a bunch of no's, so, I first decided to visit Kellogg on my own, as I wasn't really sure if I would have made it to DUC, or Day at Kellogg, this is how they call their admitted weekend. I took the metro train from downtown Chicago and got to Evanston in around 30 minutes. Evanston is a nice suburban area, which is great to develop a tight-knit community within the MBA class, and if you want, with Northwestern in general. To get to the Global Hub, I took a walk within the Northwestern University campus, which was super nice but also really cold. Chicago winters are no joke. I immediately recognized that students can really live the college experience given everything is really close. Apartment buildings, bars, and a business school, and the landscape is simply great. I mean, look at the lake. So here we are at Kellogg. The building is really modern and most things will happen here at the Global Hub. I signed up for a 30-minute tour of the hub with another student. I saw the cafeteria and noticed a couple of fireplaces, which is, I guess, fancy. Took a walk around the corridors, saw a couple of classes, the bar, and the Kellogg Emporium. And after meeting and talking with a couple of students, I went back to Chicago to start the Booth Admitted Student Weekend. First stop was at Bleachers, which is the campus place in downtown. We were divided in small groups and met for dinner, and after that we moved to MPP, the main apartment building in the Loop where most MBAs at Booth live. I got a chance to meet with a lot of impressive, fun, and down-to-earth people. We enjoyed the first part of our Thursday night just wandering around the apartments. Then it was time for TNDC, or Thursday Night Drinking Club, which is essentially an unofficial club that organizes a bar crawl in one of the bars in Chicago, where all Boothies meet and just have fun. The second day was really the main event. We went to Harper, where, I slept like 2 hours, but it is what it is. We took the metro from downtown Chicago and went to the south part of the city called Hyde Park. It takes around 30 minutes to get there. It could seem like a lot, but Chicago looks gorgeous in general, so walking from the station to Harper was really enjoyable despite the cold. The admitted class of 2028 was greeted by so many people. We had a really packed day, including the dean's greeting, the club fair, industry panels led by students and the career management office, and 2 mock classes. Just on a side note, beware, booth classes last 3 hours, so there's that. And before going back to the hotel, we also had the random walk fair, which are trips designed to meet your classmates before kicking off with the MBA. And after that, Booth organized a gala in downtown, but I decided to skip it and live the social experience at Kellogg as well, given that I already went to TNDC the day before and Kellogg was organizing small group dinners, so I decided to split the 2 schools this way. So I went back to Evanston with several Booth admitted students who were deciding between the 2 schools like me. We started with a small group dinner, so each of us went to a different apartment. And then we concluded the night at a bar in Evanston, which was super fun and actually felt also calmer than TNDC. And then the day after, it was the second day for Kellogg and was actually the best I had among the 3 weekends. We had a brief greeting from Dean Corneli, the career management office session where they described what they do, like coaching students, helping them with resumes and job applications. And after a whole day, we had a nice toast to celebrate this accomplishment. So visiting both schools back to back was actually super challenging, not gonna lie, but also interesting because I could really feel how different and somehow similar the vibes are. Kellogg felt super warm and community driven. Everyone I met was welcoming. You could really feel how strong the culture is around teamwork and collaboration. Booth, on the other hand, felt fun as well as intellectually stimulating. The amount of people I met was humongous, and the thing I love the most is that Boothies could be so different from one another, so it's a great chance to have a more enriching experience in my perspective. But both schools had amazing people, and honestly, that's what stood out the most to me again. Meeting classmates who are incredibly impressive, but also down to earth and fun to spend time with. And then, I gotta say, Chicago as a city also surprised me. It's huge, but it's vibrant, and there's always something happening, which makes the whole MBA experience feel very dynamic, let's say. So overall, this weekend led me to decide between Booth and Kellogg actually, which I'm very happy about. At least I know I'll be in Chicago next year. But of course, the hardest part is now deciding between the 2. I wish you all the best with your applications, and if you're deciding between Kellogg and Booth, you're in a very great place. Both schools are amazing and you cannot go wrong. Good luck, everyone. Ciao!